guess what have you been seeing from Baylor's defense?
They do a lot of great things. They've played many good teams really close, and they do a really good job on defense of disguising things. And we're gonna have to get really prepared for them.
What did you see from breaking down the film of your own performance?
I just tried to stay as calm as I could and just go out there and execute the game plan just like we had practiced all week. We didn't win, so it wasn't 100% what I wanted to happen, but I was pleased with the way I handled things.
How valuable was that playing time for you?
It was really just a lot of fun, and I just tried to make the most of my opportunity.
Coach Manning said that you get mad when you miss throws. He kind of likes that. Where does that fire come from?
I guess trying to be a perfectionist in high school, I always tried to be 100% at practice and 100% in games. So when I got to the next level, it'd be a little different. And he's helped me actually come a long way from that, because I used to get really mad and it affected me the whole day. But now I just kind of brush it off and pretty much laugh at it, because it's something that I can control.
No, we talked a little bit about it after the game, but when they picked Kyle over you when Jacob took that lead from the team, how I guess was it tough to be able to soak that up and see that it was him at first?
Honestly, it wasn't. At the time, he was practicing better than me and he was doing better than me, and I knew that it was Coach Campbell's. It was the best decision he made for me, and I'm very thankful for it, because I knew at some point my time was going to come, whether it be now or my senior year, or whenever it may have been. But I knew that him letting me sit back and watch Kyle grow as a quarterback as well was the best decision for me.
What did you learn during that time? Because I know Coach Campbell had said it almost changed you as a quarterback, where you kept working hard and maybe learned something from that whole experience.
Right. Well,
made your most.
Well, we went to 2 quarterbacks on the depth chart and 2 quarterbacks traveling. So it was inevitable that if something ever happened, I had to play. So I had to be almost more prepared than the starter was, because most of the time when the backup comes in, everybody's like, okay, they're going to run the ball. So I just knew that I had to be over prepared for my opportunity.
Coach Hoffer said that you obviously need to be prepared through the injury for a climb and a plateau, and a plateau. How much did having to go through that, as bad as it was, kind of help you become a little bit more even measured just in everything about how you go about things?
Right. Well, I just sat back and watched Kyle, and Kyle is about as emotionless as they come. So watching him, it really helped me, because he had a ton of success staying as calm as he did and just staying as even keel as he could, because he had peaked, and then his performance kept peaking, but his emotions stayed at the plateau. So that's really what I took away from Kyle as much as anything, was just always being even keel no matter what happens, good or bad.
You enrolled to do that?
I don't. Kyle came and gave me a piece of gum on the sideline. I just like to just sit there and stay calm and try not. It's great that the defense is doing really good things, but I try to stay away from all the, interception hype or turnover hype. To just keep within ourselves and keep within the offense.
You enrolled early and graduated from high school early to get here. Why'd you want to do that?
I just felt like it was the best decision for me. That last semester in high school can go 2 ways. You can do the right thing and get better and become a really good player going into the fall camp, or you can go a different route and do dumb things or do the wrong thing and get yourself in trouble, and you may lose your scholarship or something. But I just wanted to enroll because I was just ready to get out of high school and go to college.
When did you get here? Would have been December or January?
It was in January, yeah. I guess it was less than 20 days where I committed and then turned around and came right back up here to go to school. So, it was fast-paced, but it honestly was like slow motion waiting for it, because I wanted to actually get here.
Did you get to go back between going to high school and going to college, and the practice schedules and everything else?
Yeah, in high school you go to school 8 hours a day, and then you go to practice and you go home. Here, you could have class at 8 a.m. and then not have practice till 2. Managing time in between classes, trying to figure out the best way to prepare yourself was the biggest change.
Did you go back and graduate and do prom and all that stuff?
Actually, prom was a spring game, but I did go back and graduate and walk across stage with all my buddies in high school in May.
Cool. Were mom and dad all for that?
Oh, yeah.
When you moved here?
So when I moved schools in high school, going into my junior year, I had sat down with the counselor and like planned it out because we were on block schedule, and I knew that I was going to be able to enroll early. So that's really what I wanted to do once I knew I could do that.
Where does your confidence come from to fit some of those throws? I think Coach Manning said you think you can make any throw.
I mean, sometimes you got to be, take risk, but it's not really risk taking when, like I said, I do it every day at practice. But just throwing it in there, but throwing a catchable ball, not trying to rip it through their throat, but just throwing it just good enough to get it there.
What was kind of the timetable from when you tore your ACL to kind of what you had to go through? Because I know Coach Hoffer was saying, I think you weren't clear until maybe August.
Yeah, I mean, it was up and down everywhere. It was a long process. Like I said, on Saturday I had 3 different surgeries because of my, some complications. But it really just helped me because every time I thought I was, like Coach Hoffer said, you peak and you plateau, you peak and you plateau. So like every plateau was a challenge. It wasn't just like I was doing the same thing. I mean, I was always hitting adversity, and I mean, I'm better now than I ever was, in my opinion, in both legs because my right leg had to overcompensate for my left for a year, and then my left had finally caught up to my right.
What were the complications?
Just the meniscus was just a bother because I was always trying to get my leg as strong as it could and just work through the pain, and I finally got it all figured out and got the meniscus cleaned up enough where it wasn't sitting on the joint.
When did you finally feel like, hey, I'm back to my old self? Because even Coach Hoffer said when you get cleared, it's not like you were your same old self right away.
Right. I mean, when you're really trying to throw the ball and torque it and stand in the pocket and torque it with people coming at you is kind of mentally where I struggled. And like you said, in August, I had been working out with the team, doing team runs and doing agility and actually running with the team, and that's where my confidence started to come back within my knee.
I think